Sometimes I have to ask myself, why is it that every single video that I do and every move that I make on YouTube, I am constantly being censored? I mean, literally. I can go through YouTube as well as you can, and you can see all the videos that people use, cut and paste, news sources, music, the whole 9 yards, even in just little small clips. And they run them up there with ads. They get monetized, the whole 9 yards. But with me, man, I tell you what, the first thing I get is I get a threat from YouTube, copyright infringement, all this other stuff. And I barely even use anybody's stuff. But I do know what it is. It's a fight against light and darkness. And I've been watching Alex Jones a little bit to see how he handles the situation and stuff. And of course, isn't that what this world is about? Isn't that what this world is about? It's all about whoever has money to be able to fight the establishment. Now, with that said, let's talk about Donald Trump here for a second. Now, before we get started, I want you to know that I am a 10-year United States Army veteran paratrooper who truly did not wake up to what's really truly going on and what has gone on in this country as well as in the military until actually I got out. As a matter of fact, I'll pretty much quote the sentiments of General Smedley Butler. He said and he stated that he did not have an original thought until he got out of the military. That means they train you very well. So when you go to the public school system in America, you're being trained to function in their society that is already in place. And when you answer questions in the test, they have a multiple choice. They give you the multiple choice, and there's only one right answer according to what they say. They always, in this country, have skewed history, especially from me. And it's utterly amazing, utterly amazing. Now, with all that said, I want you to know that I don't have a lick of confidence in the political system in the United States of America. Is being ran by gangsters. And it's obvious, especially, we all know, did y'all see Ron Paul and his surge? And we all know that he should have won the presidency quite a few times that he's ran. He should have won it, as well as, if not him, then Alan Keyes. But now the establishment, I'm talking about the grand old party, the GOP. Have you people watched their posture? Have you watched and see their attitude and the way that they're going about handling Donald Trump? I mean, is not Donald Trump the grand old party front runner, and should not they be getting behind him? Should they not? And it's utterly amazing that when you have people in question, like Barack Hussein Obama, on his legitimacy, if he is a U.S. citizen or not. Of course, it's totally irrelevant now, isn't it? Because this thing right here is a piece of trash. The value of this is no more than a value of a roll of Charmin toilet paper in this country. So we already know that we're being hijacked and taken over by a shadow government. Those of us that are informed. Well, and then you turn around and you watch Donald Trump, an enigma. Yeah, really, watch this. Here is a guy that has been on both sides of the show when it comes to politics. Now, he's never ran for public office or nothing like that, but you and I both know that he is saying the things that all the American public, the people, all the American public think. And when he says it, we're like, did he just say that? And you watch the finkster muscles of the grand old party and the establishment tighten up because they just don't know what he's going to cut loose with. They just do not know what he's going to come out with. But let me tell you something. While Donald Trump is sweeping all across this country and stuff and winning, but you know why? Because there are more of us, meaning the people, than there are of them. And the establishment is losing grips. Now, get ready for mudslinging. You're getting ready to see a mudslinging campaign like never before. But I want to remind you all of this. Number one, Donald Trump as well as myself, and as well as you. Not a one of us has ever lived in this life and done good and has not sinned. Do y'all get that? Do y'all understand that? So do not let them try to bring out whatever they're going to bring out in that mud smearing slander campaign against Donald Trump. He has done nothing no different, because you don't become a billionaire in America or in this world without corruption. No, you don't. You don't even become president in this country without corruption. Matter of fact, you don't even make it to high office or any office in this country without being corrupt. It's just that the people who have the money, they all are corrupt. We too dumb to know how corrupt they are because we ain't got no money. But anyway, the mudslinging campaign is going to come out. So just like Barack Hussein Obama, who his legitimacy as far as being a U.S. citizen is in question, so is Ted Cruz. And check out these names: Cruz, Rubio. I mean, at least Trump is more of American, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to follow that sentiment and stuff. But can you believe that the grand old party is doing everything they can to try to push out Ted Cruz over Trump, and Trump is just still sweeping? You know why? Because the people have finally woken up to the game. Because if you elect someone like Ted Cruz, well, first of all, let me rephrase that. If Ted Cruz is still selected over what the people say, we already know that the game is rigged anyway, that the powers that be already know who's going to be the next president. But see, there's something going on right here, because this time it's going to be very hard for them to ignore the fact that Trump is an outsider coming in, and he don't care. He don't care about what these people say. He's almost like a modern day Kennedy concerning politics. And I tell you what, Cruz, his citizenship status is up in the air, and there's going to be a lot of mudslinging. But the thing about Donald Trump is that he's smart. He knows the game. He has sat back many, many years. He knows the game. Now, what can you expect from Cruz? I'm going to tell you what you're going or Trump. What can you expect from Trump? I think the problem is that liars hate to be exposed. And when Trump gets up and speak, I mean, you know, they're always trying to speak against him in reference to him. How do they usually put it? Putting people down. Well, he just puts them down straight up, directly, face to face, right in your eye. He tell you, you ain't got the stomach, nor do you have the heart, nor do you have the will to do what needs to be done. And he calls them basically cowards. I'm not a coward. But see, what they're afraid of is that their business as usual, as they impoverish this country, as they continue to keep running up the national debt, and as they continue to keep their falsehoods and their lies, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It can only be a hope that Trump gets up there and does everything that he campaigns on, because if he did, he'll be the first. Because we saw what they did to Reagan whenever he decided to step outside of the umbrella of the establishment. You know, the people who control the president. Because remember, the president of the United States of America is the CEO of a corporation. And most of you don't know that. You don't know because you know they teach you economics their way in their public food system. Well, I can tell you right now that all the veterans and all the active duty military people, every one of them are behind Donald Trump. Every single one of them. Now, the active duty would tell you, I talked to somebody the other day, well, we can't really talk about that nowadays. You know, we don't talk about politics. And I was like, man, well, what do you mean you don't talk about politics? He's a staff sergeant just like I was when I was in. I talked and said whatever I wanted to say. I think they put a lot of fear on these people. You know, I guess because the don't ask, don't tell policy is going on. But Fox News is wasting no time every single time that Donald Trump wins a primary. Every single time. He just got finished winning Nevada too. And he's probably going to go to Texas and then beat Cruz in his own backyard. And it's hard for me to even believe that somebody named Cruz got elected from Texas, especially how American Texas is. And I tell you what, but it looks like that the good old boys is not even going to get out of this one unscathed. No. Because the whole world will know how rigged the elections are if Trump doesn't get elected, because he's like a firestorm. He's running through all these primaries: New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada. He's winning them all. He's winning every single one of them. And you know the reason why he can win them all? See, the problem is this. This is the reason why the establishment is scared. You see, Donald Trump does not need to take underhand backroom deals, under the table donations. He has his own money. So therefore, he doesn't have to be controlled by the establishment. Remember, I said from the very beginning, disclaimer, I'm under no illusion whatsoever at all concerning politics. Now, with the way things going, let me continue. But see, anytime that you don't have to accept a bribe, that's what this Congress and Senate is all about. It's all about people lining pockets. You ever notice how that when people go into Congress, they all come out filthy rich? And then Mitt Romney, he got the audacity to sit up and try to give an opinion about Donald Trump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include a news clip right here just for a second to show you what I mean, because I can talk about this all day long, but you can sit and see. It's utterly amazing. Now, Fox News is supposed to support the leader of the GOP, and Trump is obviously it, but they're not doing that. Matter of fact, they're even mentioning Hillary Clinton's name. Have you people forgotten about Benghazi? Have you people forgotten about all of these thousands of emails that she still can't shake? And have you forgotten that Hillary, along with Obama, funded ISIS that killed hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians and all but made them refugees? Have you forgotten? These gangsters, these modern-day killers, and then they get them in front of the camera and they grandstand, they stage play in front of you and make you think that they have the best interest in mind. No, these people got their own best interest in mind. But see, the problem with Trump is he can't be bought because he's funding his own campaign. He don't need their money. So therefore, he don't have to worry about making good on campaign promises. This is going to be a ride. This is going to be something to see. Because the bottom line is, the way things are going, it's clear that the people's choice, that the next president of the United States of America is Donald Trump. But I'm telling you one thing, the establishment, boy, they have come out in full force on this one. I can't wait to see in this circus, in this dog and pony show. I just cannot wait to see what's going to take place next. Because we ain't even seen the mudslinging yet. No, we ain't. We ain't seen any of it yet. And I know that the Bushes are upset that old Jeb, he had to drop out of the race. He got all that money and still had to drop out of the race. I wonder what happens to the money that he received. Do they get it back? Nah. So guess what? I think we've had enough of Bushes and Clintons, and Obama's still a Clinton too. So I think we have enough of the Bushes and the Clintons, the oligarchies, the monarchies, and the plutocracies. Ooh, but you know what? Again, you will not understand what I am saying unless, listen to me very closely, I let you see this news clip right here of Fox News and how they're slithering in to try to, look at this, it's the viper, to bite the people out there, to try to sway and control their minds. Think about media. How is it, and we need to ask our own selves this question, how is it that somebody can slander someone? It could be either true or false, but the bottom line is, how is it that somebody could say something negative against someone, and we here in this country are sitting at the edge of our seats, waiting to see and hear if it's so or not. And then we're going to make a judgment on that. I'm going to say this again. There's not one of those people up there on that stage that doesn't have some type of blood on their hands, nor in all of Congress. Are y'all listening to me? So with that said, what do you do when you got nothing but evil running all across the board and stuff? I will say this about Donald Trump. He's a businessman that knows how to get the deal done. And that's what it's all about. And I'm going to tell you right now that when he gets elected, what's going to be on his cabinet is a bunch of nasty, cold-hearted, cruel people. You would not let them want to run the daycare. You would not let them near your family at all. But the one thing they will get done is a business deal. Now, while Trump may be a billionaire, he's still a lightweight concerning the trillionaires that run this whole entire world. And I'm telling you right now, my advice to Donald Trump is that he doesn't use the FBI or the CIA as his agency for protection. He needs to go outside and get his own private security firm. That's what he does with people that he knows. Because I'm telling you right now, we know the history of the FBI and the CIA. It's documented. All you got to do is YouTube. It's like a Wikipedia. Go check it out. But you know what? Without further ado, check this out right here. Listen to how nervous the GOP is. Now, if this was Mitt Romney, they'd be talking different with it. If it was Jeb Bush, they'd be talking different with him. Now, Donald Trump is leading. Why come they're not speaking favorably of it? I'm telling you, there's something going on that, see, I don't have all the inside track, but there's something going on. Check this out.
The fact that he is so aggressive in avoiding any discussion of his taxes, and is not willing to put them out so far, suggests that there's something in there he doesn't want us to see. Frankly, I think we have good reason to believe that there's a bombshell in Donald Trump's taxes.
Listening to Governor Romney and the issue that he just brought up.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I think that Donald Trump's going to have some explaining to do. I think that every question is going to go back to that, and you've got Hillary Clinton on one side who's...
Notice how it's key scripted points that they're both saying in unison on Cavuto's show, with Cavuto sitting there nodding his head. This is the establishment scripting everything, and Rupert Murdoch is on record as a Hillary supporter. This is Hillary through Fox News trying to take out Donald Trump.
Well, if you can't stand the heat, you ought not get in the kitchen. It's kind of the old saying about running for the presidency of the United States. They're going to ask you about everything, and if you don't have a legitimate answer, I don't.
So they want to make the issue about taxes. Let me see. Let me get this right, because I believe that it's my job to inform you as the American public if you really truly want to know something that you haven't been taught. Have you ever heard of the American Revolution? The Brits, the British, 1 cent. They wanted to raise goods and services 1 cent. And you know what? That was enough for the Americans over here across the pond right here to start a revolution. Just 1 cent in taxes. You think about this for a second. Now, we as the American people, we are taxed 49% of our income. Pretty much. 49%. And they can raise it another dollar. Not 1 cent, but another dollar. And you know what the American people do? Well, I don't see why. They'll keep raising taxes. I don't know what we're going to do. I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to sit down. You're going to shut up. And you're going to take it like good little American serfs. And you ain't going to do nothing about it. There's not a person. Have you ever seen the IRS code? First of all, you need to get educated about the creature from Jekyll Island. You need to get educated about that. And you need to understand the IRS and the Federal Reserve. And you need to ask yourself a question. What in the world are all these contracts that we're doing nowadays? But anyway, on another tip right here, because, a lot of stuff's too painful. Many of you ain't going to never look at it and search out it anyway. But so they're going to try to use it to go out the taxes, huh? Let me tell you something. everybody that's a millionaire and a billionaire in this country don't pay their fair share of taxes. They just don't, period. But it's utterly amazing how they get Mitt Romney, who's bitter because of his so-called presidential loss. And then they get Rick Perry, who don't even know the branches of government, that bumbling buffoon of an idiot up there. And by the way, didn't he come from Texas too? Oh, boy. My. But can you see what they're doing? Can you see what they're doing? Don't be deceived by what they're doing. They're trying to use the media to sway public sentiment. That's what they're trying to do. Do I believe that our vote counts? No, I don't believe it. I do not believe. I believe that they're politically grandstanding. I believe that they're stage playing. This is what I believe is happening. I believe that they got us deceived into thinking while they have this dog and pony show, this carnival and this circus out here. I believe they got people thinking, and they've done a very good job making people think that their vote counts. America, I mean, I can't help you. I mean, I can give you the red pill all day long. It's still an option for you to choose it. But like I said before, you know, I'm a practical man. You know, I read the Bible, and I see that Sunday is not the Sabbath. The first day of the week is not the Sabbath, from Genesis to Revelation. So it's mind-boggling. It's baffling to me how a people who's supposed to be able to exercise self-autonomy, to be educated, how in the world can you sit up there and not see that the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week? And it actually starts at nightfall on Friday night and it ends at Saturday night, nightfall. How's it that if you can't see that simple thing, then how is it that you're going to be able to comprehend truth on a grand scale? You can't. You don't have the ability to. But anyway, that's just in the biblical arena. Coming political and social, you have no idea exactly what's going on. But like I said, we ain't seen nothing yet. The mudslinging is getting ready to start. And Trump is actually doing something in this particular era that we living in right now. He's defying all odds. Kind of reminds you of Jesse Ventura. You remember when Jesse Ventura ran for the government of Minnesota? He clearly tells you, immediately, watch this, the people who's supposed to be protecting him took him down in the basement, tried to give him a shakedown. Of course, I mean, you're not going to shake down a Navy SEAL. You ain't going to do it. And they tried to sway him and persuade him in no uncertain terms and try to get questions out of him, answering how in the world did he win without all this money? How in the world did he get in? Hey, let me tell you something. Public, American public, the best thing for you to do is anytime that the news media mouth is moving, the best thing for you to do is know that they're lying. Including all the politicians, they're all lying. They're all just trying to get into office. But I'm wondering, how is the establishment, what are they going to do in order to keep Donald Trump from getting into office? Again, if I were Donald Trump, and I'm not, I would find some veterans and let them be your security detail. I definitely wouldn't, not the FBI or the CIA. Oh, no, I would have my own private security. That's what I would do. Sure would be nice if he put Jesse Ventura on his cabinet. Would that be? Let me see. Let me think of some people here. Let me see. If you put Jesse Ventura on the cabinet, maybe have Alex Jones as the press secretary. Hey, I would even throw my towel in for Secretary of Defense. I mean, Daniel was up in high office and stuff. I even throw my towel in for Secretary of Defense. I tell you one damn thing, I can sure do a billion times better than what these fools been doing. That is the truth. Man, I can put together a cabinet. Ooh, boy, we can run these people out of the country. But you better believe there'll be a lot of bloodshed in order for it to happen. That's the truth. And that's the truth straight way. Ask yourself a question. Why is conservative Fox News not supporting Donald Trump? That's the question of the hour. And remember what I say for all you people who cannot hear. I'm going to say it for the third time. I am under no illusion whatsoever at all that this political game is truth and it's going to be a benefit for any of us. Oh yeah, black folks. How y'all doing with your first black president? Some of you out there, I seen y'all idiots crying when Obama got elected. We'll change. Change, we can't believe it. Boy, you got it, don't you? You more in poverty and more impoverished than ever before under your black president. Let me tell y'all folks something. Evil has no color. Racism is used for the stupid, idiotic, dumb people. It's like up here. You don't see these houses up here, well-to-do homes. You don't see them having rebel flags flying in there. You know what you see these rebel flags flying up here in Lafayette, Tennessee? You see them with the trailer trash. And I do mean trailer trash. And if you don't believe me, I can take my camera and go make some videos and I will show you what trailer trash is. I'm telling you, that's where you see the flags at. You see the flags on the back of these big bubble trucks and everything. You don't see these flags flying on Cadillac Escalades or an Infiniti Qs or Mercedes. You don't see. Oh, I can't take it. I cannot take it. I can't take it.